Hello everyone, welcome to DC Minds. In this video, we are going to see another C programming concept called function. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. So let's see this function concept from the mathematical point of view. So suppose consider a situation where you have two number and you want to find which number is greater. So in this case you will say B is greater, and then again you have another number C and D, and you want to check which number is greater. So in this say you will say D is greater, and in this case if you will say E is greater. So the what is uh, what is happening here is we are doing the similar kind of checking operation, that which one is greater again and again, but with different value. Means this checking of greater value is done again and again, but with different value. Okay, so let's see another example. So suppose we want to calculate the simple interest. So the simple interest, to calculate the simple interest, we need to have principal, time, and rate of interest. So and we have a formula called P principal, time, and rate divided by 100. So we'll calculate like this. We'll give the value and then calculate the simple interest. So in this case, we have calculated the simple interest. Suppose now what we want to do is we want to calculate the again simple interest, but at this time now the value of time is changed. Now it is for 4 years. Earlier it was for 2 years. Now it is for 4 years. So again what we'll do? Again we'll do the same calculation here, but with different value. So it will calculate the this simple interest. Again we want to calculate the simple interest, but in this case now the value of this rate is changed. Now earlier it was rate of interest was 11. Now I want to calculate for 9. So what will happen? We'll do the again same calculation, but the value is changed. So point here I am trying to bring out is that we are trying to do similar kind of operation again and again, but with different data, with different value. So here what is here, something is common. Okay, so that something is common in C can be represented, or it can be depicted in programming concept with the help of function. So what is function in C programming is, it is a sequence of state, means some collection of statements that are put together to perform a some operation, means some operation, common operation that we perform again and again with different value. You can think of this function as a box which has some functionality implemented, and it will take some value and it will give you some outputs. So this box is like in some kind of factory, and this factory you will give some data and it will give you some output. Or you can think this function like a calculator. So you have calculator, right? So you have calculator. In this calculator you can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, any other operation that you want to perform. So what is happening here, when you are performing this addition, like here you are adding some two value, right? So when you do this operation, this addition, the way it performs the addition is already defined, and each time you are giving different value, each time you are giving different value, you are able to get the result. Okay, so what is happening, this addition, subtraction operation, the common operation are defined already inside this calculator, and just we are using that functionality. So same kind of functionality is achieved in C programming using this function. So we'll also do that common thing defining in C programming using function. So let's see with an example. So there is a way you can write the function in C program. So this is the syntax. There are two things. One is called declaration, another is called definition. So declaration means you are just telling that my function is looking like this box. You can see you are telling what you are doing is you are telling you will give me some input, to this box, and then I'll give you some output. So in this function declaration, what it will say, you give me this, I am the function like this is my name, the function name, and I'll return you the value. Means return type will tell, okay, I am going to return something, and you give me the value like this. So return type of the function, and then the function name, and data type, the parameter, the input, how many input you want, as many input you want, like that. And then, so here return type is nothing but the output here, whatever you are seeing here, and this input is nothing but the these parameters that we are seeing here, and the function name is nothing but this box name. Okay, so this is telling I am this kind of person, and you will be able to do this kind of operation. Okay, so and another thing is there is definition. So there is a definition will tell how exactly it is going to do, how exactly I am going to do that operation, it will be telling. So in this case, what will happen, we'll give the return type, and then function name, and the data type, this parameter 1, parameter 2, and basically the inputs that is going to take. And then in open and close brace, what we'll say, right, is body of the function. Body of the function is nothing but the operation, the setup statement that will perform that operation. Suppose if we want to perform the addition operation, so in this case it will do the, there will be a statement to perform the addition. If you want to calculate the simplest interest, so in this case, body, instead of body of this function, it will, there will be some setup statements to perform the simple interest calculation. Let's see it by example. Okay, so we have a program here that perform mm, checking whether which number is greater between two numbers. So here what is there, we have a number a and b, and it checks which one is greater. So in this case 7 is greater, so it will, what it will say, the d is greater, means percentage d is greater, which is nothing but b. There is a mistake in this program, by mistake I have typo error here. Let's see. So here what will happen, this 7 is greater, it will get printed. Now again we want to check which one is greater between this C and D. So again what we have to do, we have to do this kind of checking again. Okay, so now suppose we had another number like D, we have another number like E and F, and then what we have to do, again we have to write some condition like this. So suppose if we want to do this number checking which one is greater 100 times, so at that time we have to write this kind of checking statements 100 times. So in this common things now we can write in a function. So let's see how this program is without function, and this program, this particular program is with function. So this is without function, this is with function. So let's see how we can write using function. So as we know, the function will have some output. Output is nothing but return type. Will, for output we'll say it as return type. Remember that box and the declaration that we see, this return type, and this box is having some output. Okay, so what we are doing, this box, this function name is max, we are giving the function name is max, and it is going to return the value integer, and it is taking the input, two input, first number and second number, and you have to give the data type basically. And then what it is doing, this greater checking is done here in this side of function. So it is checking if x is greater than y, then return x, means x, if x is greater, then return x, otherwise y will be the greater, so we return y. So this is how the function is defined here. Okay, now function is defined, let's see how can we use. So we have another, this void main function, this is also a function. Now we have two number a and b, and what we'll do, we have a variable called bigger, and what we are doing, we are calling that function. Like here we are, what we are doing is, how we'll call, we'll give the name of the function. Here the name of the function is max, and we have variable a and b defined here. So a and b will be passed to this max. So when we call this max a comma b, what will happen? It will go here. So this function will get called, and this line of code will get executed, and it will check this condition. So if in this case, if the condition will be checked, and in this case this x and y, so x value will be 5 here and y value will be 7. So in this case y is greater, so what will happen? It will return y, and in this bigger this value of b will get stored, means 7 will get stored, and this will get printed, means 7 is greater, will get printed. Now again, let's see, we have another variables c and d, and we want to check which one is greater. So in this case, so again what we'll do, in bigger we'll assign this variable with max c comma d, and what will happen in this case? Again it will go to this max, and then it will mm, return which one is greater. So in this case 12 is greater, so this function will return this value of x which is greater, and then this will get printed, means 12 is greater, it will get printed. So you can see this common thing that is happening this here in this line of code, and this line of common thing we have put into one place, and then we are calling. So it is something like calculator. So in calculator the addition operation is already written. Just what we are giving two value, and that calculator is giving the result of addition. Similar to that, the multiplication, subtraction, all are already defined in the calculator. Just we are giving two value, and it will giving the result. Similar to that, in this situation also, what we have done is we have defined the functionality to find the max between two numbers, and what we are doing, we are calling that function. However, in calculate we are performing the addition, subtraction. In this case we are performing the max finding of max value between two number again and again by putting some common operation inside a function. So in this case the writing of coding is made easier, and it is less code, means you have to write very less code. In this case you have to write again and again this condition, but in this case you don't have to write that condition checking again and again. Basically same operation you don't have to perform again and again if you use the function. Okay, so and if you want to perform this condition checking 100 times, then what you have all you have to do is you just pass call this max function with different values. However, you do some addition on different value in calculator. Okay, let's see another c programming. C programming with the help of function. So he in this program calculate the simple interest, and each time if you see this calculating the simple interest, it is performing this calculation here. He and suppose the value was here initially like this. Now my principal is changed. Then again we have to calculate the simple interest. So what we are doing is we are calculating the simple interest here, and now again my time is changed, and again what we are doing, we are calculating the simple interest. So this simple interest is happening again and again. So instead of writing the program like this, we can use the function to calculate this simple interest. And what we say that the name of the function is calculate interest, and we are giving data type as float, because after performing division the value can be in decimal. That's why we are giving this value as float, so that the result can be decimal value also, means it can return. And we are passing the value, means three value to calculate the simple interest. We need three value. We need principal, time, and rate of interest. So what do you do? This interest calculation we are doing in this program, and we are finally returning the value, means we are returning the interest. Remember that box input, output, and the function. So this is input, this is that box name you can think, and this is the output, and the calculation that will be performed is here. So now let's see how will you use that. So we have principal, time, e and rate, and we have variable called float. simple interest. And in this simple interest, now what we'll do, we'll say calculate interest, and we'll pass however we do addition. In addition, we'll pass two variable. Here what we are doing, we're passing the principal time rate. So what will happen when you pass this call like this, calculate interest, what will happen, it will go to this calculate interest, and it will do the this calculation, this interest calculation, and it will return this value of this interest in this function. Now again, now we want to change the value of principal, and this time and rate will be same, but the principal is getting changed, and again we want to calculate the interest. So what will happen, you just call the name of the function instead of calculating again here like this. What we'll do, we'll just pass the value here, and again it will, this calculation will perform, and it will return it here. So in SI again new value will get calculated, and it will get printed. Now again, suppose we want to change the time, then we again will, what we'll do, we'll pass the value with different value of time, and then it will again go here and calculate the interest and return. So you are reusing the code basically using the function. So this is, this was about the function. So in function also there are some other concept called, there are basically actually there are two types of function: built-in function and user defined function. So let's see what is built-in function. So built-in function is nothing but the function that are given by the compiler. What do I mean by that? So let's see here. Here we are using this printf function. So in this case, what we are doing, we are just passing the data that we want to print, but how it is going to print is already defined somewhere, means we are not defining how it is going to perform, and this printf is already defined inside this file actually, this stdio.h. So it is, so this is given by the compiler, so it is called built-in function. Actually we are not defining it functionality, it is defined by the compiler, given by the compiler. Okay. And another function type is user defined type. So in user defined type means we are defining that function, basically what that function is going to do we will be defining. So in this case, this calculate interest is the user defined function, because we have defined this calculate interest, and what this calculate interest will do we have defined this, that's why this calculate interest is a user defined function. Okay. So and there are two more concept in function. One is called actual parameter, and another is called formal parameter. So actual parameter is nothing but when we call this function, we are at the here, when we calling, this is called calling of the function. So we are passing this principal time rate. So at this point in time, this variable, this principal time and rate are nothing but the actual parameter. So we can define like this: the parameters that are passed to the function is called actual parameter, because we are passing from here to this function. So this is called parameter passing, and these parameters are called actual parameter. Now this function will be receiving this parameter, means the value of this variables like principal time rates. So the parameter that is getting received by this function is called formal parameter. So keep in mind there are two types of parameter: actual parameter and formal parameter. And the parameter that is passed to the function is called actual parameter, and the parameter that is passed to the, that is received by the function is called formal parameter. That's all about function. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. If you have any query, please comment it.